What's up, everybody? PK here. So with my surf fishing tournament coming up here on July 27th, you guys are emailing me a lot about what rig to use. I know this might be kind of obvious, but I have many videos that I uploaded in the past showing you how to tie surf fishing rigs. But anyways, here is another video showing you how to tie a bottom rig, okay? So this first one is the Carolina rig, all right? So the first thing you're gonna need is about a 2-ounce weight. Now the weight you can adjust according to whatever you like, adjust to, you know, if the current's really rough, whatever. But a 2-ounce weight is kind of a general size weight you want to use or on the Oregon coast. You can also use a 1.5 ounce, of course. And these are the no roll sinkers. The style of sinker you use, I don't think it really matters when it comes to this rig. These are no roll, and these are, I don't know, they're steel cylindrical weights. And I have here a tungsten style bullet weights. So it's up to you, okay? So you want to use around 1.5 to a 2-ounce weight. Next thing, you want to have a swivel, and then you want to have a bead, and then you want the bait holder hooks. That is an Eagle Claw size number 2 bait holder hook. So if you're using sandworms for bait, I always use this bait holder hook. It has 2 barbs on the shank here that helps hold the sandworms onto the hook better, okay? So step 1 is put weight on your main line like that. Now you want to put the bead on there, and then that's what it looks like right there. So you got your weight, your bead, and your barrel swivel. And finally, there we have it right there. So this is the Carolina rig. It's a very, very good rig for bottom fishing. It's good for surf fishing. It's even good for catfish, you know, very popular rig for catfishing. And the important thing here when you're surf fishing, that length of the leader is very, very important. Now, when I'm surf fishing on the Oregon coast, I go about 3 or 4 feet. For here on the California coast, I know people like to use a very long leader, like 7 foot even, 8 foot even. And they notice that there's a lot more bites. But usually I keep about 3 to 4 feet, probably around 4 feet works really good. What you have to do is just kind of play around with it, adjust the length, and see what works best for you. It seems like everybody's different. For me, when I surf fish on the Oregon coast, I keep it about 4 feet leader length right here. And of course, I'm using this blue line just for demonstration only. I would recommend mono and even go fluorocarbon line. All right, so let's use this rig out in the surf here and see how you catch fish with it. What? Really? Okay, there we go, guys. First fish of the day. My first striped perch ever. I was hoping to catch a striper, but got this guy instead. Oh well. We'll keep going, try to get a striper. Got one, guys. That's a fish. Okay, what is he? What is he? Ah, perch again. Dang it. There we go. Okay, second perch, guys. Not what I'm after. Okay, guys, so second perch of the day. What is that, a calico? On the sand crab again. Still no striper, but we'll keep on plugging away. Okay, this next rig is called the HighLow Rig. You got one hook higher than the other, and that knot right there, that's a dropper loop. Okay, so I have two here. You can use as many hooks as you want. Just make sure you check your state regulation. Okay, so the bottom, I have a weight here, usually a 2-ounce weight. And I just tie it with a uni knot. Now you can tie a swivel through there if you want, because people like to switch out the weights. But usually I don't switch out my weights when I'm fishing. So I just tie a permanent knot, which is that uni knot. Okay, so let's see how to tie this dropper loop. Okay, guys, so here's my rig. There's my first dropper loop, and then there's my second dropper loop. Okay, so to tie these dropper loop is pretty easy. So there's your leader line right there. Okay, and you're just gonna bring it together like that. Okay, and then I just hold it like that, and I'm gonna twist these two lines together. I'm gonna wrap it 8 times. Now I know some of you have been emailing me saying your dropper loop have slipped. Well, that's because you want to make sure you wrap it at least 7 or 8 times. I usually go about 8, so that way it doesn't slip. So just like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so just like that. Now I'm going to bring that bottom loop right through that hole, just like that. And just to make it easier, I'm going to hold it with my lips. Okay, so you're going to bring it together like that and just kind of wet it a little bit. All right, and then you can pull it together gently. Okay, so that's it. There's a dropper loop. It's pretty easy. Again, you want to make sure you go at least 8 times. Okay, so that's how you tie the dropper loop. Now, from the weight all the way down to the knot at the main line, I use about a 10 to 12 foot leader. That's pretty long, and I know it sounds crazy, but that has provided a lot more bites. Okay, and this is going through my guides and my line by the reel. That's where the knot is. Okay, when I put my line on my finger to cast, it's about 4 to 5 inches from that knot. So it's a very long leader, and I use mono 100% of the time when I'm tying this leader. One important thing to note is that when you're using this dropper loop, you want to make sure you use no more than 15-pound test, because some hooks have a very small eye, and when you double that line, it's not going to go through the eye, and that's why you want to use about 15-pound mono line or smaller, so it's easier to thread that line through the eye of the hook. Okay. All right, guys, let's go catch some fish. Okay, guys, one more tip. So look at these little tide pools that are exposed during a low tide. Now, these tide pools have a lot of sand crabs in them. One important thing is, if you know where these tide pools are at, and when a tide comes up, that's where you want to fish, because these sand crabs are concentrated in these tide pool areas, and that's where the surf perch is going to be. Sometimes, guys, you see the tide pool like this, and you can see the sand crabs all over. So you kind of dig right here, just look at that. See it? There we go, a lot of sand crabs. These make good bait. These are hard shell. The soft shells are kind of harder to find. Look at all that. Easy bait. And you can see if you dig for them, they're just pretty shallow. They're not very deep at all. See, there they are. No, usually the little taps like that are just the little guys.
Yeah. Are there any sea bass in here?
Sea bass, yes. Usually near the rocks. Oh, little guy, there we go. Yeah, they usually hang around the rocks.
Okay. So right by the RV park where I am, there's lots of rocks.
Yeah. Did you want to try another beach?
No, this is good.
Okay.
Where else would you go?
There's another spot right where, a little bit past that rock right there. Past that cliff.
Sometimes it's just luck of the draw.
Yeah. All right, guys. Grow big.
I can try to find as well.
Nice. Hopefully the bigger ones follow in with these little guys.